Hi, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call our caucus to order. The caucus is an opportunity for the council members to review the agenda items, to ask questions and conduct any debate before we entertain a vote at the regular city council meeting. To that end, if there's anyone in the audience who wishes to address the council at the city, actual city council meeting, we have a sign-up sheet with a pen. Put your name and address on that, and we'll give you an opportunity to be heard at the regular meeting. The first several items are administrative, including 1 through 5 from the city controller, so we'll put those off until the regular meeting. The next is a communication from the first ward Councilman John Ingram. Councilman, you have the floor. Will you wish to discuss the contents of your letter?
Yeah. Number one, the first agenda, I've received numerous complaints of citizens from the first, second, and as far as the third, along with the Lackawanna code enforcement concerning a mob on Wilkes-Barre Street. Because of the noise ordinance. People violating noise ordinance sometimes goes on late at night. On more than one occasion, we have discussed this issue with the representative from the mob and was assured they will comply with the rules. They have not, this has not happened. From citizens are complaining from all sides, whatever, code enforcement are getting called. About the noise ordinance, also with the parking. And one of the things I think that we should do, we should meet with the leaders of the mosque again, whatever. And far as the parking, I'm gonna just say, maybe we can help them with, if they having a big group that's coming in, like a big large group, maybe we can let them use the Spring Council property with that so they can park, and maybe they can shuttle their people back and forth, whatever.
You think a shuttle service?
Yeah, well, I guess if they know that somebody's coming, they have such a large group, that way we're not blocking traffic. Well, I'm just saying this idea, because the residents are complaining about parking. They had an 18-foot truck, 18-wheeler there, blocked, and if an emergency vehicle gonna have to get down there, that would have been a major problem. So I'm saying we have to come up with something better solution and whatever. As far as the noise ordinance, if you can hear it in the third ward, you're eventually too loud. You know what I'm saying? So we need to come with a solution to work together to try to make it better for all the residents. Nobody's trying to stop anybody from practicing religion and doing what you need to do, but you have to listen for all the citizens in the surrounding area.
Why don't we just quickly address those two? I would ask either Director Wolf or Stanton, either one of you could start, one with the code as far as the noise abatement, and the other with parking, if there's been complaints and what steps might have been taken.
You go with noise.
I have not had any new noise complaints brought to my attention. Normally if Scott gets a complaint that he's having a problem dealing with, he brings it into my office every morning. And I just haven't had one lately. I've had this issue months ago, or many months ago, but I haven't had a recent one.
As recently as last week, speaking with Shannon and Scott and the other gentleman, they have been getting noise.
Well, they haven't, it hasn't made it to my office yet, so I'm hearing about it now.
I know there was an adjustment of the speaker system that took place some time ago.
I don't believe that ever occurred. I haven't checked, but it was requested that they lower the speakers down to more of a street level type thing. I don't believe they were moved down.
Have you gotten any complaints, parking or otherwise?
Just in circles, not into the police station. Parking, we always get complaints all over the city for parking, but nothing about the noise.
Okay. Well, Councilman, do you want to take the lead as far as trying to set up a meeting?
I was send a letter to the meet and talk to them and meet, see what we can come up with, work together on. My second thing, speaking with the owners of the diversified recycling system and also the managers of Quick Concrete, we're having to make the park. That of the parking on 17, I'm the example of 17. It was a numerous complaint, trucks couldn't turn, buses couldn't, but every bucket couldn't turn. You know,
They
it
agreed
was
to the
pure chaos.
changes.
We were very fortunate that somebody didn't get killed. The business owners, the Salt and Restaurant, which is a fine restaurant, I've been there, we have all eaten it, fine, but the parking is ridiculous. Somebody's gonna get killed, or it's gonna be a major accident, and they cannot park the way they're parking. I can say, you can't ride in the buses, they couldn't turn, couldn't go on or go on. Cars can see up front, the parking is social, and then where they're parking anywhere. And I'm saying, if you don't do something about this, I have business owner right now, I have the video, I have a business owner was complaining. I gave you a picture of a gentleman who was walking around, had a machete, and I asked him, was he being threatened? He said something to him, but he didn't know he was, whatever he was saying, but he said he was intimidating or whatever. This has got to stop. You know, nobody's trying to stop any business from doing it. We want businesses to succeed. But this is a hot mess. And this is a hot mess, it was a hot mess today. I had people walking, talking about, what are we gonna do about this?
There was a parking problem today too.
Yeah, it was the way they parking, where the cars coming, there's gonna be an accident or something going on. We have to stop this. You know, again, we're not trying to stop any business. We're grateful for the business being loaded with us. That's what we want, but we cannot have it when it comes to hazard to the rest of the city.
Director Wolf, anything on this?
Yeah, every time we've gotten calls, complaints, we've gone down there, I believe we spoke about it, also me and you, John. One time, I think one incident, might have been on the 17th, I believe 15 tickets were written and a couple vehicles were towed. But the police department will respond to every call, but I think the solution, if there is a parking problem that is ongoing and is going to be continuing, then something else needs to be done to help the situation. But we'll keep sending the patrols down, we'll keep writing tickets.
But as far as now is concerned, it's an enforcement issue, right?
Right now, yeah, this is an enforcement issue, that's it.
And again, when you say that the business owner of that restaurant does, it's not, he cannot be responsible for what the patient does. And I make that clear, I don't want anybody saying they're attacking business owner, but we have to wait out for the safety of residents are going in before somebody actually get hurt. And then all kinds of trouble will be brewing. We need to find a way that we can work this, help us, you know, before action, major action happens.
Do we have a story behind the guy walking around with a machete or dagger or whatever?
It's the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah.
I don't know if the police were called for that or not, that's what I'm saying.
Same day?
It was the same day. And I asked, and then he touched me, I talked to him, I got the text. And I said, did he threaten with it? He said something to him, but he said just where he was intimidated, just by the way, well, I'll be intimidated a little bit, you know, but we need to make sure, again, we're trying to work together with all of us, but it has to be a two-way street. You know, and again, once again, I say this, but I don't want to be scared that we're attacking a restaurant, that's not what I'm doing. We just bring concern of what police are saying.
Yeah, perhaps the short answer is to report it to the police and have the police enforce the laws as far as parking, as far as traffic flow is concerned. And if somebody's got a weapon displayed, then that's also a police enforcement issue. So if you have citizens that are complaining, if this guy from Quikrete or whatever is having trouble getting his deliveries or sending out his product, then you know, he might need to go report this to the
Well,
police.
it's not just Quikrete, it's recycling, there's several of our businesses there, and they're talking about it, and so we need to find help, try to find a solution.
Well, I think that the immediate solution is to call the police when there is a problem and have it addressed right then and there. And if it continues, then I don't know what the answer would be.
And the third, for gate cameras, rubber, parking and stuff, and you drive and stuff, we have people still parking the cars on the sidewalk and stuff, parking on the side, on whatever. We would like to see a little more enforcement going on. We have to write those tickets. We don't need, they've been sent letters and everything, and they continue to keep doing what they're doing. We're more afraid that somebody's gonna get hit.
Who's sending letters?
The housing for gates, whatever, they send letters to all the residents, whatever. They give it what they send, but we have people that still are parking inside or coming through. And even if emergency vehicle had to come through, come up, they can't get through. So we would like, when the police come, if you see them where they're not supposed to be at, write the ticket. That's the only way we're gonna stop them.
Is this a new situation?
No, this is this old situation, but we want to be a little more enforceable because we're more scared. We got new people coming in, and some of these people are driving a record, whatever. And if you hit one of these child, and you know what I'm saying, and you're driving something, I'm sorry, you're living in municipal housing. There's rules and regulations. You cannot drive inside. We can't park these cars. We want it more enforced. But we're asking for more help to make sure that it's enforced. Right?
Director Wolf, what about the community policing concept that was supposed to be initiated?
Oh, that's full force.
And what, in particular, for our people in the first ward, what police presence is there, do you know?
Right now, they're not walking the beat, so to speak, anymore. They did that throughout the summer, but community policing's ongoing with some police officers and children with the playgrounds and stuff like that. Now, that was during the summertime. What John Ingram's talking about is a parking situation, which Mr. Kulik should be handling most of it. If there's a complaint and someone calls the police, I'll say this, I've said this 100 times. If there's a parking problem, they call the police, they can write a ticket for that.
But let me address that because Mr. Court send out letters, whatever, and we send the letter to people. We have signs up there, no parking, whatever. When the police come to gates, you drive and stuff like that, and ride through and they see the cars, we don't want them just to ride through the drive. We want them to write the ticket. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been doing that. And we need that. And I can guarantee you 4 or 5 people start getting tickets, they will not park it, they will not do that. But if they see you just drive through it and whatever, they're gonna continue to do it.
Well, the other problem is if letters are going out, if the people who own the vehicles are not residents, they're not gonna get the letter.
But they get the ticket.
Well, they can get a ticket, but obviously they haven't done that because you're complaining about that now.
Yeah, I'm saying, we give them a ticket. Every time you see them, give them a ticket. That's what we're saying.
I'll make sure I talk to the chief about stepping up patrols in that area for the parking situation.
All right, Councilman Ingram, anything else? Thank you very much.
Mr. Brother, I was just wondering what's the noise, or what do you mean noise? What, after 11 at night or before 7 in the morning? What kind of noise are you talking about?
I'm talking about when they do when the prayer is coming, but sometimes it's 9:30, 10 o'clock at night and it's loud. People from second ward, third ward, even have been complaining.
The decibels are too
Yeah.
loud. You said lower the speakers. Is that what you meant? Lower the sound, not the physically lower.
Well, no, I don't know if you remember, Councilman, sir.
I can hear them at night.
Yeah, well, that was it.
Depends where the wind
The
blows.
understanding was they were gonna physically lower the speakers
Oh, okay.
so as to not broadcast all over the wards,
Right.
but apparently that's an issue.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Rich Stanton has something to say.
To clarify, there's two sources of noise. The call to prayers is the beginning of the service.
Right.
They also broadcast at street, or it's supposed to be lowering it down to street level, pedestrian level, a broadcast that should not carry through neighborhoods, which is the actual service. So the call to prayer is much like their bells. However, the actual service, that was where they were requested
I
and
don't
thought they.
recall that happening at night, it's usually in the afternoon, isn't it?
That too.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Well, okay, let me ask a follow-up question. Director Stanton, if there's a noise ordinance violation, are the inspectors citing anybody?
I've never had them not cite somebody. We've had noise truck with trucks. On bells of churches or the calls to prayers, the answer has been no. But I thought what was worked out last time was treating the calls to prayers like bells. They don't go on for a long period, and the agreement was to put the service itself down a street level where it would not carry at such a distance and at such a decibel. I had not heard that was not being followed.
We'll double check on that tomorrow to
Okay,
make sure we'll find out.
my understanding was usually a Friday midday type of service
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
For most, yeah.
That's the last time I visited, that was the status.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item number 7, from the city controller, advising the city council of various retirements. Anyone have any comments on that notification? We on to item number 8, city controller, again, requesting the city council review and approve the RS 2417 standard workday form and reporting resolution. Anyone have any comments on that?
They all filled out, Shirley?
That is, he did not turn in his time,
Oh,
so I have to
that's what-
submit it.
Oh.
I have to submit it as that he didn't follow through.
Oh, okay,
They-
good. I was gonna say, this looks incomplete.
What, yep, except for there's a box check that's saying that
Right,
time wasn't submitted, so then it goes to the state, and then the
okay.
state will handle it from their end.
okay, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, item number 9, communication from the city clerk advising of the city council's option to return to Zoom meetings versus public meetings, given the spike in COVID cases. Anyone have any comments as to returning to Zoom or not returning to Zoom? Yes, Council.
Okay, we're going back, we want to go back to Zoom because of COVID, right, whatever.
Well, I think that was an option, and that was one reason.
I must, forgive me. Okay. I am not so much in favor of one. I understand Zoom is good, whatever. But being as a person, an individual, come to the council meeting, whatever. I don't know, it's fair to our citizens that we go back to just Zoom when we don't have. I know sometimes that I know we can do Zoom, we can do Facebook, whatever, but I know citizens, and I know myself, if I wasn't sitting on this council, I'd be wanting to come to this council, and work on whatever. One person here or 500. I've been at this council when one individual from the city was sitting out in that audience, made different stuff being done. I think if we have to go back to Zoom because of COVID, I'm for it. But it's just doing it because it may be convenient for us. It's just my personal opinion. But that's my thing. But it's a regular joke. I wouldn't be able to come here and talk to you guys. You may not like what I want to say, or you may like it. I don't feel that. And sometimes in Zoom, they don't feel like they can get you. They can talk to you.
Well, first of all of the public meetings are on Zoom, and I believe the contents are on our Facebook page or on our internet page. Secondly, the number of people we have in attendance here this evening is out of the ordinary. We have a lot of our young residents, our young students who are welcome here as always, and we're glad to see them all here. But for them, there have been maybe one other person who's been here, and that was a former council member who sometimes speaks and sometimes doesn't. But if there's an issue that needs to be brought before the city council, that can be done a number of ways. It can be done by letter. We've had, and we also have in our audience representatives of our Lackawanna Library who've requested time to speak. Arrangements could be made through our IT guy, Gina Albright III, to arrange for a presentation to the council if we're strictly by Zoom. The bottom line is, and in addition to that, if there's a particular council or ward, council member or ward to which there is an issue that needs to be addressed, that council member should be available to the public and to that constituent, regardless of whether we have public meetings or not. And again, it's up to the individual who has the complaint to contact their representative and make that overture. I mean, we can't sit here and just kind of guess at what may be on some people's minds. But at the end of the day, and the bottom line is, I think we've been experiencing a low attendance in the public session meetings, because the public is still wary of the COVID situation. So rather than not have an opportunity available to them through Zoom or whatever, which is, if they're not going to be here anyway, to what benefit is there to have a public meeting?
Can I interject? I hear you and I understand, I respect, but I can tell you from personal experience, when one individual was sitting in here, that one individual saw something that this count, not this administration here, the other past administration, we're gonna do. If that one individual hadn't said anything, no, y'all can't do this. Sometime, and we know we got a COVID, we know we got everything go. People need to be, some people want to come in here. I know we don't have a lot of people coming right now, but it's still early, you know what I'm saying? And that may change, issues may come up, whatever. And I agree with you 100%. I said, but I'm just telling you, as an individual myself, I would want to be here, and I want to be, if I had the opportunity, I would be here.
Well, and you know, it's all well and good that one individual on one occasion came in and might have made a difference, but is there anything that would have prevented that individual from reviewing the council agenda, which is on the internet and open to the public and reviewable by the public and addressable by the public, any different from having a public meeting and they're finding their way here? I mean, I don't know. You make a good point, Councilman Ingram.
Council
By the
President,
same token, yes, sir.
I'll just be very quick and brief about this. We're approaching flu season, and I'm not going to mention names, but there are people in this room that have compromised health issues. We're not 6 feet apart. We're not 2 feet apart. So let's just consider that COVID is not something that's going to go away, and it's something that should just be looked over. Public health should be considered, and the government is moving forward. The governor has authorized us to go on until at least January 15th of 2022. We have the ability to, and I don't want anybody getting any more sick than they have to. And if we have the ability to continue our government operations while doing it safely from home, it should happen. That's my point. I heard your point, John. I heard your point there, Judge. That's my 2 cents.
Can I chime in too also?
Yes, sir.
As I said, sent you gentlemen an email, pretty much what Jeff said. Some of us have underlying conditions, myself included, and you know, I think, what do we got, 5, 6 more meetings till the end of the year, and then we'll probably switch back. So I think it's a good idea. As I said in my email to you gentlemen, I'm going to vote yes. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Survey. Or anyone else? All right. Item number 10, submitted by the city clerk, who has a proposed fireworks display permit application. And we thank him for his foresight in submitting such an application, which we haven't had to date. Anyone wish to comment on item number 10? Yes.
Just a little background on this. This all came about because a gentleman that does business with the city called my office regarding a fireworks permit for our first night that we held in August. And he wanted to know if the procedure was still the same as it's been, whereas they didn't need a permit. And I explained him what it was. Then I asked him, I said, but in your opinion, as a fireworks specialist, should we as a municipality have a permit? And if we did have a permit, would it dissuade you from doing business in the city because it would be another hurdle? His response was, he's professionally trained with explosives, with pyrotechnics. Fireworks are not a game. There's a lot that goes into it, location, the angle that you fire the fireworks, wind, a lot of different factors, weather conditions. So he recommended that we go with the permit process and said that 90% of the municipalities in the state have one. And the reason he was so concerned is because he's afraid that when he bids for a project and some fly-by-night fireworks company comes in here that's not trained or qualified and they undercut him, he doesn't care if he gets the business, but he wants to make sure whoever gets the business is qualified to do this. So the fireworks permit that I proposed, that I got from him, it's a generic form, basically make sure that the person doing the show is licensed, insured, trained, qualified. They're on the up and up. And that anytime we get a fireworks application or put it out to bid or whatever we do to secure a show, that everybody participating in the process will be a legitimate fireworks company that's vetted. That's the point of it. And part two of it is if we know ahead of time that a organization is going to conduct a fireworks show. When I received the permit application, obviously I would notify the director of public safety, who in turn, I'm sure, would notify the police and fire department. So we have a heads up that on this date and time, there's going to be a fireworks display, because I'm sure the police desk gets inundated with calls when a fireworks display is going on and people don't know what it is. You hear the explosions. And this way, everybody's on board, everything's safe. And, council can determine a fee structure. It ranges anywhere from $0 to $100 throughout the state. And I just think, being that our office issues these permits, it's something to consider, I would think.
And Mr. City Clerk, we're grateful that you took that step and put this item before us. A question for our law department, Mr. Duda, have you had a chance to review this? And would you like any input on this?
No, just in general terms, I looked at it, but I really don't, I'd have to research this whole issue. I don't, it covers the bases. But other than that, I haven't looked at it close enough.
And at least for the time being, this may be a welcome piece of legislation in the meantime, until we might be able to address it in more depth in the future.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else have any comments on that?
So we're gonna table it?
I don't know if we need to table it. I think we could pass it. And if it needs to be strengthened over time because of any shortcomings that we encounter over time, maybe we can do that. But right now, from the looks of it, it looks pretty thorough. That seemed to be a generic form that's used in other parts of the state.
No, I think it's great, and what Mr. Deep Swallow said, it's important that everyone's bidding on it with the same parameters,
Yeah,
like
it-
anything else.
it's a level playing field.
Right.
And the more education and experience someone in this field has, I think the safer everyone is.
One question though.
Yes.
My only question with this is, what I submitted was the proposed permit application to the law department. Rick, would the city have to, the council have to propose, or I'm sorry, pass an ordinance to modify city code to instill such a
That-
process?
Yeah, that may be necessary. I can get back to you by the next meeting for that, but I think for now, just having an application that we could review and make sure, we have the right information on it would meet our current city code. If you're gonna change the rules, then yes, we'd have to amend the city. I don't even know what the city charter says right now of fireworks, other than they're allowed, correct?
Yeah, and it defers to the state requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my next question here, Judge. Is it possible for us, like, I get the whole 4th of July thing. In fact, we're just, council mayors at Saratoga, I went to visit the Battle of Saratoga, which was a turning point of the Revolutionary War. It's a great time scouting out and so I get the whole 4th of July thing, but there's nothing worse than hearing a lot of fireworks going off at 11:30 at night on a Thursday for no reason. In September. Is there a way we can limit the time of that, or does the state law sort of tell us that's not possible?
Well, I don't think that the ones you're hearing in September, any application was submitted.
Yeah, right.
So I think those are illegal.
Well, I think the state is, I don't know if they only limited for around that period of time, or if they just say it's open season all year long.
And you raise an excellent point. Maybe we should just refer this to Mr. Judah and the law department for an opinion, and if it's got to be bolstered and compared with the state statutes, then maybe we can proceed with a little bit more information. I think that you raise an excellent issue.
We can do that.
Anyone else? Very good. Item number 11, communication from the Director of Parks and Recreation, request senior citizen for New York State Senator Tim Kennedy, his team for annual Lackawanna Fall Festival, November 20th, 2021. This is an annual event. Director?
Correct. Started 2 years ago with Senator Kennedy's office. They offer a lot of free services to the community. They do a turkey giveaway to members of the community. 2 years ago, it was an indoor event. They wanted to do it again last year. COVID prevented that, and so they turned it into a drive-through turkey giveaway. And we're not certain in what capacity it can be held this year, COVID permitting. But they would just like to use the facility for that evening, one way or another, being an indoor and an outdoor event. It's a great event every year and it's really well received.
And is there an issue with insurances or anything like that?
At this point, no, there never has been in the past. I don't anticipate that being the case this year either.
All right, can we have like, I mean, some, can we like enhance it and have like hay rides, or is that already part of it? I mean, I don't know.
To be honest, this is not an event that I'm very involved in the planning of.
Mhm.
I'm just kind of a gateway to use the facility. Their staff comes in and puts the entire event on. They have never had, they never gave me the impression that they wanted to skimp on the event. If that's something that you wanted me to propose, they're happy to do all sorts of different things. But again, it's not my event to plan. Be my guest, sir.
We don't want to send any negative signals. So, but we'll leave it up to the second councilman to contact the senator's office now. All right, anyone else? Director of Recreation, thank you very much as always for your input. Item number 12, City Assessment Director of Development, request approval of purchase of 1 Albright Court for Flex Loom headquarters. Anyone have any comments on that?
Can I make a couple comments?
Yes,
Because I had a chance to review this today.
yes,
First of all, the request is to approve the sale of 1 Albright Court, which is what the city owns, correct?
yeah.
Yeah, so we're not buying it, we're selling it. And I was just gonna add to this. Upon such terms and conditions as shall be approved by the city attorney at a sale price of $100,000. So we're asking you to approve the sale for
Did you
$100,000.
review this, Rick?
I've reviewed it. There's a couple minor changes which have been agreed to by the other party, but for council approval, I would just prefer to have it. You guys agree to the sale, the price, and let me worry about the details. We did change some language on the reverter and some other things
Okay.
to give the city some better protection.
What exactly is Flex Loom? What does Flex Loom make?
Rich can explain that.
Yeah, they make signs. Some of the more famous ones you've seen are on local banks, on Rich Stadium. It's
Rich Stadium, that was 25 years ago.
Well, they make
Highmark Stadium?
no, they kept, the premises stayed the same, the name has
Yeah,
changed.
okay, yeah.
But yeah, those are some of the higher, Shea Seneca, Hard Rock Cafe,
Okay. So let me
Alof's,
ask you,
North Park,
Is it a
Tesla.
noisy business or is it a clean business?
It's a contained within a building business, so
Okay.
that makes it clean manufacturing. I'm unaware of them having complaints at their prior location, but their prior location is too small. So
Okay,
it started out as a neon sign facility and grew from there. They do also most of the historic preservation signs in Buffalo too,
Oh,
but it's a national firm which has gone from 20 employees and now going up to 30, and they've been expanding. I think they tripled their business in recent years, and
is this a proper fit for the first ward?
yeah, I think it is, because one of the other benefits of it, in addition to the jobs and the commercial tax base, is putting a density of building between Route 5 and residences, I think is a better noise buffer, because density is one of the best noise buffers, and it being above the tire noise.
Mhm.
You get tire noise at 85, 90 decibels, it would otherwise not dissipate before residential infrastructure.
Okay, very good, thanks, Rick.
All right, very good. Thank you. Anyone else?
Is he gonna bring some jobs to the city? Or-
Yeah, I think he's adding 10 once he gets there, and everybody's looking for jobs. We've been trying to coordinate with our webpage, so that's the yes, and also brings tax base. So from our office's perspective, tax based jobs and improving quality of life, it's a good fit.
All right, anyone else? Item number 13, communication from citizens, Lackawanna Youth Diamond Sports, request permission to host a one-day craft and vendor event on October 9th, 2021 on the baseball field in Lackawanna. Anyone have any comments on that?
I just have one question. I don't know why they're asking permission from us, since they already have I think a 3-year lease. They have to be renewed every 3 years or so, so I'm not sure why they're asking permission for something that they already have the rights to operate on. I don't see anyone having a problem with Little League baseball. I just don't understand why they're asking for our permission. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll vote yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Thank you. Item number 14, Lackawanna Historical Society request permission to speak for the council to share plans and events for the library. We do have 2 members of the Lackawanna Historical Society present this evening, and they wish to address the city council at the appropriate time. during the regular meeting, and we will do that. Anything further, gentlemen, before we call our formal meeting to order?
Just one thing there, Judge, I'd like to have the first elected female official of our city's history lead us in the pledge of allegiance to start our meeting.
I wouldn't mind.
Andrea Haxton is here, ladies and gentlemen. Sat next to her for 4 great years. Andrea, will you lead us off? Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Never said better, Andrea. Never said better.
You put me on the spot. I gotta sign in as a citizen now, guys.
All right, the meeting started.
So you're gonna talk on behalf of the library and another issue, Andrea?
Yeah.
Former councilwoman.
Yes. Yes, you drove me to it. It was a couple things that,
Well, warn me next time.
well, I didn't know really, and I had read the agenda too.
All right, just a reminder to everybody that this meeting is being recorded as per usual. Start with the roll. Council, Ingram. Here. Samansky. Here. Moretti. Here. Sterling.
Here.
Morano.
Here.
Department heads, law,
Here,
development.
Here.
Public works,
He's excused.
public safety. Here. Controller,
Here,
recreation,
Here.
public information.
Here.
Hearings from citizens.
Bert, would you mind handing that list over to us? We'd like to thank and welcome the high school kids for joining us here today and getting a good eye full of government and operation
And an earful.
and an earful.
All right.
End of the meeting, we will have to sign your sheets, so don't go anywhere before we adjourn.
Our first contestant and former councilwoman Andrea Axton. Andrea, you've got the floor.
Well, thank you. Andrea Haxton, 20 Elm Street, Lackawanna, New York. I like the way y'all handle yourself. Very nice job. I wanted to get an update on the Knights of Columbus building, seeing that we got budget items here. Everybody talks about
Andrea, the
it.
rule hasn't
What's the
changed,
real
it's still
answer?
agenda items only.
It's in their money budget somewhere. It's in there.
Agenda item.
It's there.
Where, which one? Which line?
One of them buried in there. So just give us an update on the building. People are asking, is City Hall moving or what's going on?
Well, there's been some remedial work done. I mean, the roof has been replaced and the asbestos has been abated and removed. But there's additional funding that we're looking towards
Okay.
in
so
order
you're-
to, yeah,
you're
in
still
order
on the
to,
move.
in order to get that project
Yeah.
underway. But
So that's still planned though, that
That's
City Hall's
still-
one day gonna be moving over there.
definitely.
Okay, very good, because my next comment was, 30 years ago, I asked for these curtains to come down because they're old. I was gonna say remodel. a
They're
little bit,
historic.
maybe,
Andrea, they're historic.
Yeah, they are, right, yeah, okay, good one, Jeff. The, around the parking, around the, at Dorothy Glover, what about, can't they put some chain link fences like they did in the driveways for the dumpsters at Baker Homes and all that?
You know, residents walk up there, legally park, you want to take it.
Well, that too, but in the meantime, can't you like gate them, rope them off or something? I don't know.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work? Okay. Next thing, when on number 9, just that going back to televised meetings and that's nice and everything, and John has a good point. Just educate the people about how it's work, the works, when they want to put something on or
Yeah.
come
It's
and
no
talk.
different
'cause,
than
you
any
know,
other time.
right, but people don't get that, and just to tell them that they can still come if they have, because issues come up on this street, that street, whatever.
And definitely, and no one doubts and will argue against
Right.
having a public forum like we're having this evening as being the best opportunity for everyone to be heard and for questions to be asked. But given the circumstances,
Yeah.
it's
not going
a
away, like you
different
said.
world we're living in right now, and we're just trying to keep everybody safe.
We know
Yes.
that, but it's
Andrea,
just,
if you look at, on Facebook, you'll see that 200 to 300 people
yeah,
watch this.
and I got a
So they
comment
do-
too.
They
This-
do have, they
our
do
Mr.
have the
Clark.
ability, and they know that they can submit something and send it in at a timely manner, so.
Right. But maybe just a little more PR with that, okay? Because people, they want to know and they ask and, you know, I get phone calls still and it's like, okay, you know, call your councilman. No, I don't do that. But there's, you know, people really love Lackawanna like we all do and they want to know what's happening and whatnot. And I think Mr. Clark's doing a real good job.
Mr. Clark's done a great job. and
Great
he
job.
continues to do that. And Mr. Oliveri also, maybe there's something like by way of an advertisement, you can put in ahead of time, just, you know, maybe saying to the public, this is the procedure,
Yeah,
or have it posted somewhere
yeah,
where they can access it.
yeah. Just
Set it for the reorg on January 1st.
yeah, and it also covers everybody. So, hey, it was there. We told y'all. So, number 12, gotta ask on it, okay? It's gonna be a clean business and whatnot. Are they, how much were the back taxes? I didn't realize we own that building.
We've owned it since I've been here. We've owned it probably since you've been here. It's not a building, it's a vacant lot. It's Zero
Okay, I thought it
Albright.
was
It's
the
4
old
acres.
building.
No, it's the 4 acres at Zero Albright. Okay,
Oh, by Bill's boat. I'm thinking
Yeah.
it's back in the old village.
no, at the end of the cul-de-sac that was rebuilt
Oh.
for the county for future development. We're getting the future development there we've been looking
Okay,
for.
no emissions?
I can't think of any. We're gonna go through seeker on it, so they'll
It
have to,
is?
yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
put it through seeker at the planning board, but they hired an environmental engineer, but that's really for soils management due to proximity to the old steel site to make sure there's always carbon fallout when you're building around the old steel
Right.
site. But no, it's an interior manufacturing process and it's not a liquid one. I don't think it's a gaseous one. But we'll look at that in the secret process.
Okay, good. Because, you know, especially us first ward, we're on guard all the time, you know that. And we lost our buddy Joe, but, so we got me. Still, I hope. I wanted to say, thank you all. Tony's not here, but he's still the DPW guy, right?
Right.
I see new faces and I'm like, I gotta place everybody now. And I'm glad to see that we had the street sweeper today in Bethel Park and I wanted to thank everybody. That was wonderful, whoever got the street sweeper down there. So keep up the good work. How long for the project for Ridge?
There's the topping should be going on in a week and the striping, the final striping shouldn't be done any later than October 5th.
And where are they moving that bike path on? They moving
It'll
it?
just be just like on the South Park,
Yeah,
running
South
along the
Park.
same lines.
okay, very good. Thank you all.
Hey, Andrea, the currents will come down when City Hall comes out, so that's your answer. Right?
Well, let us
It's
all take a
topical.
whack at that orange crate. Come on now. You'll make a lot of money. Charge us a buck a piece to fashion. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
I'll put my next hat on now.
all right, Mr. City Clerk, you want to continue with the agenda?
All right, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of September 7th, 2021.
Morano so moves.
Morano, second by Samansky to approve the regular meeting minutes of September 7th, 2021. Ingram,
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
Yes.
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0. Approval of the, approval of the departmental reports 1 through 5.
Morano moves to approve, to receive and file departmental reports 1 through 5 inclusive.
Moretti. A motion by Morano, second by Moretti to receive and file departmental reports 1 through 5. Ingram.
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
Yes.
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0. Communications from the council. Number 6, Councilman John Ingram submits a communication to the council for discussion regarding complaints from residents regarding the Islamic mosque, traffic situation and parking on Ridge Road on Friday, September 17, 2021, and the dangerous parking situation at the Glimmer Garden Apartments. You heard from Mr. Ingram. We need a motion to receive and file.
Morano moves to receive and file and refer copies to the Director of Public Safety and Director of Development. So code enforcement.
You have a second by Moretti?
Yes.
So I have a motion by Morano, second by Moretti to receive and file, refer this information to the Director of Public Safety and Director of Development to further on to the Department of Code Enforcement. Ingram,
Yes.
Samansky. Yes. Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
Yes.
Morano.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carried 5-0. Communications from Department Division Heads, number 7. City Controller advises the City Council of the following retirements from the City of Lackawanna. Building Maintenance Supervisor John Gambino, effective March 25th, 2021. DPW Chief Auto Mechanic Robert Burr, effective March 30th, 2021. Police Officer John Ruby, effective March 24th, 2021. And DPW Laborer David Cook, effective July 31st, 2021.
Motion to receive and file. Morano seconds.
Motion by Samansky, second by Miranda, receive and file. Ingram,
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Surley,
Yeah,
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0. Number 8, city controller requests city council review and approve the attached form RS 2417 standard workday and reporting resolution for elected and appointed officials for Daniel Haralzik. This form establishes the standard working hours reported for individuals on a monthly basis for the New York State and local retirement system.
Morano moves to approve request.
Second.
Motion by Morano, second by Samansky to approve request. Ingham,
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
yes,
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0. Number 9, city clerk submits a resolution for city council consideration to revert back to remote Zoom council meetings effective Monday, October 4th, 2021.
Morano moves to adopt resolution as written.
Second, Sirdike.
We have a motion by Morano, second by Sirdike to receive and file act on resolution. Ingram,
No.
Samansky.
Yes.
Morano, or, I'm sorry, Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
yes,
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 4-1. The resolution per chapter 3, section 3.7 of the charter of the city of Lackawanna, whereas the city council is desirous of complying with the open meetings law of the state of New York. The city council is desirous of changing the meeting location and format of future council meetings to remote Zoom format effective. Excuse me?
We're doing fireworks.
No, we're not.
No,
it's not. This is with A.
We have a different agenda?
Yeah, we have to pass the ordinance.
Oh, all right, that's fine. Sorry.
It was in your bin. Hungry now.
Ah, this one, Waka Waka.
Okay, this is state of New York, the city council is desirous of changing the meeting location and format of future council meetings to remote Zoom format effective Monday, October 4th, 2021 through December 31, 2021, or until such time as resolution is rescinded. Furthermore, the start of time of council meeting shall begin immediately after caucus, which is scheduled before each meeting at 6:30 p.m.
Morano moves to adopt resolution as written.
Moretti second.
Motion by Morano, second by Moretti to adopt the resolution as written. Ingram.
No.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
yes,
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 4-1. Number 10, city clerk submits a proposed fireworks display permit application for city council consideration.
Morano moves to refer to law department for an opinion.
Motion to table. Correct?
Oh, we could do that.
There's only 3 actions we can do. Approve, table, or receive a file.
Motion to table, refer to law department for an opinion.
Second.
We have a motion by Morano, second by Samansky to table, refer to law department for an opinion. Ingram.
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
yes,
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0. Number 11, Director of Parks and Recreation requests the use of the Senior Center for New York State Senator Tim Kennedy and his team for their annual Lackawanna Fall Festival on November 20th, 2021.
Morano moves to approve request.
Moretti second.
Motion by Morano, second by Moretti to approve request. Ingram.
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
yes,
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0. Number 12, City Assessor and Director of Development request approval of purchase of 1 Albright Court for the Flex Room headquarters.
Morano moves to approve contract of sale upon such terms and conditions to be determined by the city attorney for not less than $100,000.
Second, Jonathan.
Oh, I already looked, I'll second.
We don't like to trample on each other's wards, so it's first ward issues.
Okay, so what I've got a motion by Morano, second by Ingram to approve the contract of sale with terms and conditions worked out by the city attorney, price not to be less than $100,000. Anything else?
No.
Ingram.
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
yes,
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0. Communications from citizens, number 13. Lackawanna Youth Diamond Sports request permission to host a one-day craft and vendor event on October 9th, 2021 on a baseball field at One Lids Drive in Lackawanna.
Morano moves to approve request.
Motion by Morano, second by Ingram to approve request. Ingram.
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti.
Yes.
Sirdike.
yes,
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0. Number 14, Lackawanna Historical Society request permission to speak before the council to share plans events for the library.
Jim, we would ask you to come forward and make your presentation.
Okay, my name is Jim Shekel. I live at 36 Vincent Avenue. It is the Lackawanna Historical Association, not society. That's in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Anyway, we are applying for a grant from the Pomeroy Foundation to get a historic marker for the library for their centennial next year, July of 2022. There's a number of things that we have to get, like a land permission letter from the lawyer's office that we're waiting for. We contacted the Department of Public Works that would dig the hole for the marker. And we have to contact 811 to find out if there's any pipes or utility lines to get a proper spot for the marker. But that's what we're planning on doing, and we want to make the council privy to it. You know, the mayor will probably want to be there when the marker is put up, and you know, probably in like July of 2022. So there's a number of things that I'm working on doing.
How big is the marker? How big is the marker going to be?
18 by 22.
Is that inches?
Yes. And
Okay.
it's with the William C. Pomeroy Foundation. It's like one of the ones that's down by the fire hall
Mhm.
at South Park for Old Smoke.
A bronze plaque.
Yeah,
But we're gonna need a little area as well, right?
At least 18 by 24.
Right, but do you mount it, is it mounted on a rock? Is it mounted
No,
on a
it's-
building?
it's-
Is
it's
it gonna
on,
be mounted?
the company provides the marker and an 8-foot pole. We
Okay,
just have to have a hole dug to put it in.
okay.
So I contacted Public Works and they said that I have to call.
You left me a
811,
message, right?
All that stuff.
If I have any further questions, I'll reach out to you. Thanks.
It's already great.
We'll get the letter out. to you.
Well, I have to start applying by January, the end of January, and so between January and July.
Okay.
Need the land letter, just to be able to make the online application. So just to let you guys know.
Good, yeah.
Well, Jim, we thank you for your efforts and your foresight in wanting to do this for our great Lackawanna Library, great building, great memories growing up and going there. I had a question for you. Whatever happened to the museum with the dolls and the Civil War remains and things like that? It used to be in the basement. Is it,
All the dolls are still there in the cabinet.
are they
Except for the stolen ones.
stolen?
They're in the attic.
No,
Somebody else's
broke
attic.
in about 20 some years ago and they really did a number.
That's, I remember that.
Where were you at that time, Andrew?
I wasn't there. I came in, I happened to be working there the next day for our WIC program and it was unbelievable. They had broken windows. They stole a lot of guns and things.
Yeah, that was-
Artifacts?
Memorabilia there.
Can I go next?
Oh, no, I thought that was the presentation.
Done.
No.
Yeah,
I
we-
got something to add.
We were coming down the hall. I asked who was gonna make it. You said Jim's gonna make it.
And I said,
very
me too. I said, I get part of it.
Oh, you must have said that to somebody
I
else.
didn't hear
No, but go ahead.
All right, you're okay.
Motion
Are you
adjourned.
done?
Yep, yep.
Okay, Jimmy's doing a really good job with all of this.
We
It's
think
a-
so
A
too.
lot of hurdles to jump through, but what he was telling you, there's a deadline. We don't want to miss out on that deadline because the one by the fire station, 2 there, 3, what number is that? 3. And never could figure that out, why that was 3. And but the Eagle Scout that put that up from West Seneca, his family paid for it on their own because they didn't meet the deadline for this foundation to give them the money and everything to get the marker. It's a couple thousand, you know, quite a bit of money. So where the city's gonna come in though is city owns the land, owns the building, right? So we're gonna need like somebody professional that can tell us the best spot for the marker. And, you know, because it's gonna be up there for posterity forever and everything. So it's just gotta be faced the right angle and everything else when it is gotten, you know, put in. When it's put in and we get approved, they're pretty sure we're getting approved for this thing, that we're gonna make a big splash. We want you all to come and, you know, it's a big thing and hopefully it'll hit the newspaper. It's a really big thing. Our library turning 100 years old next year. We want everybody again involved. What I wanted to ask about that, I haven't gotten that far because I don't have a financial committee yet. But we're going after some big money to go, I mean, all of our corporations and stuff. We need some money to pull this off. We want one of those big banners across the library that say 100 years birthday or something, that they stretch across and, you know, make it nice. And then we have different events planned. And also we want to have a gala. We're still back and forth with that. Billy Tojak wants it one way, and there's like a lot of stuff going on back and forth with the gala. And so we just want you all to be involved and get your wallets out, because we're gonna be hitting everybody up for different things, and hopefully you'll come to the gala. It's gonna be a fun night. We're gonna hopefully have it right at the library. He was thinking Lucarelli's at first, but that's kind of big. We thought maybe the library. Did you ever go to one of the galas years ago?
Yes,
Aren't they nice?
they are nice.
Yeah, they're really nice. Everybody comes for the whole city. And so we'll need a,
Then you're gonna need Lucarelli's if you're in
Yeah.
the whole city.
no, but it is for the, well, some people buy tickets. Let's hope it won't make it, whatever reason. So, but anyway, I want
We
to
can
tell
have
you
it
about
Cyber City
that.
Hall.
Well, it depends how much you charge for the tickets.
Well, we're keeping reasonable. So, but anyway, do we need permission to like get the banner up and stuff like that? I mean, I don't know what we're allowed to do.
Well,
If maybe,
why
you know,
don't we
Chuck,
take-
you're
why don't
gonna
we-
work with us,
Here's
right?
here's a suggestion. Why don't we do this? Why don't you make the application? Let's see if we get the grant. And if that's the,
Well, that Pomeroy thing's separate. This is a whole separate. I'm head of the gala committee.
okay, then I guess when you get your financial committee together and you want to play and you decide on what events you want to have, why don't you come back before the council and the
And then
mayor,
we'll go from there.
and we'll
Okay.
go from there.
All right, very good. Next thing, our committee, we need some people on it from the city. This is a threefold thing. We have our Lackawanna Board of Trustees from the library, our Board of Trustees from the Historical Association, and then the city, because the city owns the building and whatnot. So we
Andrea,
have
the
3
next,
arms.
Andrea, the next second ward councilman sitting right behind you.
Oh, he's already
retired.
been, he hasn't,
Charles
he's been to
Anderson says,
our
I
board
want to be a
meetings.
part of it.
He is involved already, so, but anyway, he's involved. But anyway, we want to educate you and just let you know what's going on. 'Cause it's gonna be a big year for
And
us.
he's getting off his wallet.
That's right, yeah. Andrew, just remember, you only have a 100th anniversary once, so make it
That's
big.
it, we're
Make
putting
it big, make it great.
Lackawanna on the map for a good thing.
And at this rate, we're gonna be at 101 soon. So
Right.
why don't we hit 100 first?
No, and the Carnegie Foundation is impressed that we still have a
building.
operating library, because many of them went defunct over the years. So it's a big deal, y'all. Big
Very
deal.
good.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you very much, you and
Okay,
Jim. Thank you.
we're
Okay.
dismissed.
All right, any other items or
Well, I need a motion to receive and file that.
random so moves to receive and file?
A motion by Morano, second by Samansky to receive and file. Ingram.
Yeah.
Samansky. Yes. Ready.
Yes.
Sirdike.
Yes.
Morano.
Yes.
35-0.
Any table items?
We talked about the bill, gas station. The old tip. Any more update on that?
Well, he was in my office after the last meeting and I was supposed to get a timeline out of him. And we referred it to see if we want to change our
Andrew, we
resolution.
can still gavel people down, whether you're a former council member. or
I
not.
can put in the hall.
Chuck would throw you out if he was here.
He's been in my office since the last meeting. I was told the problems were sewer, but I have not seen improvement.
I'm saying that, so doesn't, he had a certain amount of time, right?
When's the building permit expire?
Or the permits or whatever.
There are timelines on permits, yes. John, I mean, if I would have been, I could have addressed this and pulled the permit, but I didn't. I guess that's where I'm at right now. I pulled the permit information, but I don't have it in front of me right now and when the last work was done. The last work I recall was done about a month ago because he was digging in the street on the day you saw there too. So I have to put that in the timeline too, and I have to review with law.
Hey, anything else? Morano moves to adjourn. Our
Yes.
appointed chaplain.
Yes, I would like to adjourn in the memory of Patrick McCusker and Christine A. Kowalski. Both died too soon.
Yeah.
Do we have a second?
Second.
So who's making the motion?
I thought Mariana.
All right, so I have a motion by Samansky, second by Moretti, to adjourn the meeting in memory of Patrick McCusker and Christine Kowalski. Ingram.
Yes.
Samansky.
Yes.
Moretti. Yes. Sirdike.
Yes.
Morano.
Yes.
Carried 5-0.